Welcome back to Breakdown, everybody. My name's Devani. Today, we got some amazing news that just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, rip off your condoms and other contraceptives because we have finally found the cure for HIV. Well, not us, scientists, but, we're going to pretend like it was us. Yes, that's right. You have heard me. All right? America, the world, we have found the cure for HIV. So right now, down at the New York Presbyterian Hospital, I am so happy I said that without failure. So down there, they're working with a woman, the third person ever to be cured of HIV. This is actually a remarkable case because unlike the other two individuals, those other two were men. This woman, she's mixed, and she's a woman, and this is the first time this ever happened. This is a major medical breakthrough that I've been praying for ever since I started taking sex ed classes back in high school. It's just the anatomy of a vagina. Listen, God didn't create HIV. I'm just putting it out there. So somebody must have, probably had sex with the wrong chimpanzee, or they took the wrong chemical from the government laboratory and they, went crazy at a nightclub somewhere. Either way, here it is, but boom, it's gone now. This is fucking fantastic. I'm excited. Now, with the research that I've conducted, I found out that the lady who's being, cured of HIV, they're using the umbilical cord stem cell method. I believe it's one of two methods to cure HIV at this point in time right now, but right now the press releases and whatnot, they're talking more so about just the umbilical cord, and that's fantastic. That's interesting. With the research that I was conducting, apparently the stem cells in the umbilical cords, once they coat the a regular blood cell, it gives it this type of barrier that now the HIV cells can't penetrate within the red blood cell that has the umbilical cord stem cell that, I guess, gave it its barrier. Abortion clinics, kill the baby and you have the umbilical cord, and then this umbilical cord could be used for stem cell research. People back in the early 2000s, they were more vehemently against abortions than they are now, and people are still vehemently against abortions now. It's just the Christian groups. That was back when America was a little bit more, wholesome compared to now. It's crazy how a period of 14 years, America's morals can just go down the sewer. To an extent. So I've always been a fan of stem cell research. I remember when I was younger, there was an episode of South Park. It had something to do with, they talked about stem cell research. I believe Kenny, or one of the characters out in South Park, they had something wrong and they had to put stem cell on him. I think it was Timmy. Maybe they put the stem cell on Timmy. That was how Timmy could walk. He was in the wheelchair. So it was funny, and it really opened my eyes. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize stem cells could make you walk again. And I did my research years later, because back then I was a little bit too immature to do so. I've always felt like there's something about the umbilical cord that has so much potential. There's so much nutrients in it. And when you think about it, it kind of dates back to, like, I don't know about you, and I don't know about how your culture, your mother, how when she gave birth to you and how she handled it, because in certain cultures, everybody handles the post-birth differently. God willing, that baby is fine. There's nothing medically wrong with the baby. My mother, I believe she told me that, like, she ate the sack after after she spat me out. There was a sack or something that she cooked and she ate, and apparently something about that sack has a lot of nutrients that a mother should have after birth. Now, I know it's disgusting because you're eating something that you just gave birth to, but a lot of the nutrients that you lost, from what I was told, a lot of nutrients that a pregnant woman loses after the birth, that they can regain it by eating the sac that comes along with the baby. A lot of times they throw that out. The doctors, they would throw that out, or what you don't know what they do. You don't know what they do. I mean, like that. It's funny when after you have your surgery or your birth, and they take some things out of you. They say you don't need it anymore, yeah, but what do they do with it? Do they dispose of it, or do they? You never know. It's a black market thing. You eat the nutrients from it, but there's also the umbilical cord. I'm bringing that up because the umbilical cord My mother, I don't know about your cultures, but with my culture, I'm Jamaican, no shit. You can't tell my Tony Bahama voice, but yeah, I'm Jamaican. So my mother, she would, with the umbilical cord, she would put it into a scrapbook and, dehydrated as centuries went by, and had it in the attic, and it's just this little brittle thing. But to think that there's so much godly potential within that umbilical cord that it could allow a person to walk again through the power of stem cell research, or even to cure HIV through the power of stem cell research. Hell, maybe put some stem cells on your receding hairline, you can grow back the hair you lost 30 years ago, sir. So Timothy Ray Brown, the first person ever to be cured of HIV, he was cured originally in 2008. Now the man took about 2 years to let that shit settle down, because I'm sure he was doing a whole bunch of fucking for those past 2 years. Because in 2010, that's when he told the world that, hey, I used to have AIDS, I used to have HIV, and now I don't. Where's the pussy? And I'm sure he was kind of like that. Now, from 2010 to 2022, that's 12 years. Only 2 more people were cured from HIV. There's a significant amount of people left to go. And also, reading in those articles, I remember reading a blurb saying that they expect 50 people per year to be cured of HIV. Approximately 50 people. There's a whole lot of fucking going out there without unprotected sex, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like 50 people is just, it's not even a crumb. Maybe if you live in a small town in Ohio or somewhere, sure. Yellowstone, sure. Now, having unprotected sex, because the news, the glory of having HIV being cured by beautiful scientists. I love you so much. By having our HIV being cured, will that mean there's more outlets, more acceptability of having unprotected sex? Boy, I hope so. You've got to be cautious, people. Wrap up, lock up, strap up. Wear 2 bags at once, 3 if you can afford it. Duct tape, wrap it all together. You don't want syphilis. You don't want to pee fire. You don't want to fuck and the next day later you turn yellow like you're Korean. You got hepatitis or something. You want to make sure that you're fine. Okay? You want to make sure that you are safe, because it's not even about the moment. Believe me, there's nothing better than, having sex and it's raw and all that, and it's all warm. It's just all warm and moist, and it just feels nice and tender, or something, sometimes nice and warm and fuzzy and hairy, depending, how long they trim the pubic hair. It feels good to have unprotected sex, but however, you can die from it. You could lose a lot of money from child support from it if, you don't want to risk a lifetime of suffering or child support payments just for 30 seconds of joy, because that's how long it's going to last. Come on, you worked a hard day, you ain't going to last more than 30 seconds, bro. But that was a quick update. Thanks for watching. It's been the Breakdown Channel. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, have you caught HIV? Have you got rid of it? Are you thinking about stem cell research? Do you want it? Not the HIV, but the stem cell research? Let me know how you think about it. Anyways, till next time, deuces.